If I have to pay high taxes, what kind of country would make me feel okay with that? Go ahead and tax me as much as you want. I would actually be quite happy to pay. There is actually a specific country just like that, Norway. In Norway, the vast majority of people are totally willing to pay even more than half of their total income in taxes because every single person is confident that if you are a Norwegian citizen paying that much in taxes, you will receive incredible benefits and security in return. You can be sure that you'll never go bankrupt because you got sick and had to pay for doctors or medical bills. You won't have to pay such expensive tuition for your kids that it makes life hard for you. You can be confident that even if one day you lose your job, you won't end up sleeping on the street. And you can rest assured that even when you grow old, you won't have to struggle or starve in your old age. So the other day, I was at a party with my friends, and one of them said, "It's not that I don't want to pay taxes, but when I pay them, I feel like I don't get anything in return. It just feels like, you don't really know why you're paying." But if it were a good country, like my friend mentioned Norway, for example, when you pay, you know you'll get a good quality of life in return. Your family will have a good quality of life too. And you'll have a good life all the way until your last day as a citizen of that country. Yeah, I'd want to pay too. When my friend said that, it made me feel like I really want to know how Norway does it too. What does their government think? How are they able to do things like this? And why can't other countries copy this approach? Well, let's go ahead and find out together right now. You can support information about Norway, the country where people feel paying taxes is totally worth it, by scanning this QR code. Or you can easily support my channel, Sci Money Monster. Please like, share, and leave a comment to chat with me. Or what I'd love most is if you hit subscribe, so next time I upload a video, we can meet again. Sound good? Thank you. So just how rich is Norway? Norway is a country with the 7th highest GDP per capita in the world. That's 91,884 US dollars. This is data from 2025, or if you convert it to Thai baht, it's about 3 million baht per person per year. Pretty impressive, right? Norway is also a country that's really good at trade. When it comes to big countries, I often use China as an example. Like, wow, only China can consistently have such a huge trade surplus with other countries. Norway has a robust economy and maintains a significant trade surplus with other countries. It is powerful in trade, which is rare. Residents enjoy high living standards, boasting one of the highest average life expectancies in the world. The workforce in this country is highly skilled because the population has one of the highest university graduation rates in the world as well. And if we look at the fundamentals of the economy, whether it's good or not, we should consider the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate in Norway is considered low. More importantly, there's hardly any economic class disparity or differences in wealth here. Everyone is pretty much equally well off. And people in Norway do work, but not too hard, because this country has very strong labor protections. So things like working crazy hours like in China from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., or working so hard like in Japan that people die from overwork, none of that happens here. That just doesn't exist in Norway. And in Norway, people don't really have to work a second job either. A third job, a fourth job, just to make ends meet. That's also pretty much unheard of in Norway. Which honestly sounds like a pretty enviable life, right? Like you have work to do so you feel productive, but you don't have to go to the extreme of selling your soul or sacrificing all your time just to make a living. This is basically every Gen Z kid's dream, to live a comfortable life and know for sure you'll have a good quality of life. But I have to say, having a good life and high quality of life in Norway comes at the cost of paying really high taxes. And the cost of living in Norway is also very high. The average worker in Norway earns about $3,200 a month, which is over 100,000 baht per month. But for food costs, a meal with drinks is about $95 or 3,000 baht. 3,000 baht in Thailand? That gets you a hotel meal. Monthly utility bills, including water and electricity, gas, fuel, and all that stuff, on average come to about 175 US dollars per month, or around 6,000 baht. It's expensive, but Norwegians willingly pay taxes, half their income, knowing it ensures a high quality of life. They won't go broke from medical bills, tuition is covered, and even with job loss, their lives won't fall apart and they won't starve. The question is, how does the Norwegian government manage to do this? Did they win the lottery or something? Why is the country so rich that it can afford to support its people this much? Honestly, when it comes to Norway, you could actually say they did win the lottery, in a way. Norway wasn't always a rich country from the very beginning. If you look at Norway around the late 1960s, back in that decade, Norway's economy was based on fishing, catching fish. But fishing doesn't exactly make you super rich, right? At that time, Norway's GDP was about the same as Bangladesh's, Nigeria, and countries like that, you know? So yeah, back in the 1960s, Norway was still a long way from being the wealthy powerhouse it is today. So when did things turn around? How did they get rich? This is the moment you could really call hitting the jackpot. In May 1963, the Norwegian government asserted its sovereignty over the natural resources in the North Sea. The government straight up declared that this part of the ocean belonged to them now, which meant that if they found oil there, it would belong to them too. At that time, when Norway made this announcement, it was pretty easy. No one really tried to stop them. That's because Norway was already a NATO member, so their friends in NATO were like, if you want to make the announcement, go ahead. And back then, no one really thought that area would hiding a treasure trove or oil reserves. It wasn't until 6 years later, in 1969, that a ship called the Ocean Viking discovered oil in the North Sea, and it wasn't just a little bit either. Explorations revealed that, wow, there was an enormous amount of oil there. It had the capacity to produce up to 1.6 million barrels per day. That's a lot of wealth. Now let's take a look at Norway's GDP graph. From this graph, we can clearly see that since the mid-1970s, Norway's GDP has skyrocketed. It grew more than 5 times since the 1970s, increasing from $12 billion per year to over $500 billion today. Norway is able to produce more oil per capita than most other countries. These days, if you look at oil production per capita, the only countries that produce as much or more than Norway are Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. That's it. Those are all oil-rich countries. As for what makes Norway the country it is today, where the government can take such good care of its people, it's because when the Norwegian government discovered oil, they didn't just recklessly spend all that income. You could say they truly struck it rich, but they didn't start living like someone who suddenly wins the lottery and immediately starts throwing money around. That's simply not what happened. And at the government level, the Norwegian government didn't use the money to build flashy cities or cut taxes just to win favor or gain popularity with the people like other governments often do. You could say that the real luck of the Norwegian people lies in their government. Hearing this, it's a little hard not to feel envious, because when the Norwegian government discovered oil and suddenly became wealthy with a huge surge in income from this resource, what the Norwegian government did was actually become even more cautious with the newfound income and resources, because the Norwegian government realized from the very beginning that oil is a finite resource. Just like I mentioned before about Nauru, remember? I'll put the link right here. Nauru was once the country with the highest GDP per capita in the world from mining its resources. But resources are limited, so Nauru could only be rich for about 2 generations. After that, things went downhill. But Norway knew as well that oil is a limited resource, so they were much more cautious. One thing the Norwegian government did was this. They tried not to rely too heavily on oil revenue. You can see it in Norway's GDP line. The red line represents oil revenue. It's been rising steadily, right? But you'll notice that the income or GDP from other types of businesses, that's the blue line underneath. It's also growing. They're basically running parallel to each other. Second, the Norwegian government established Statoil to run the oil business. Statoil is a state-owned enterprise, meaning they didn't set up a private company to manage the oil sector. This way, all the revenue goes directly to the government. It's not like the revenue goes to private companies. And third, once the Norwegian government started earning revenue, what they did was put the money into a piggy bank that actually helps the money grow, called the Sovereign Wealth Fund. It's a national stability fund. So the Norwegian government realized that the wealth or income from oil definitely wouldn't last forever. It's limited, you know, and the government also knew that people would be extremely unhappy if, sure, everyone gets richer today, but one day future generations might have to return to fishing. To avoid this, the government set up a massive piggy bank called a sovereign wealth fund. And what's interesting about the Sovereign Wealth Fund is that, believe it or not, Norway's Sovereign Wealth Fund is even bigger than the State Investment Corporation of China. When you compare them, China has 270 times more people than Norway. But Norway's Sovereign Wealth Fund is bigger than China's. The Norwegian government's idea in setting up the Sovereign Wealth Fund, don't be jealous when you hear this. Just remind yourself, because their government believes that no matter what, whether it's oil, natural gas, or any other resources extracted from this land, they all belong to the people of Norway. So it is clear that the ones who should truly benefit from the vast resources taken from here are you, the citizens of the Norwegian people. Norway. This means that anyone who is a Norwegian citizen, elderly, children, women, men, everyone shares in the returns from this entire investment. That's why every single person in Norway has a share in this investment fund, on average about $200,000 per person. It's kind of like a hedge fund. But I should mention, this investment fund, everyone knows it exists, but you can't just access it to go buy a Lamborghini or a private jet or anything like that. Even the Norwegian government itself can't just take out the principal from this fund. They can't use it for just any expenses. The way it works is the government invests this money. Once they make a profit from those investments, then they can use that profit. So they manage this investment fund, really manage it, no joke, and they manage with real expertise. The money they earn, what do they do with it? They reinvest in improving the country's infrastructure. For example, they invest in the public education system, which helps develop a more skilled workforce and increases the overall university graduation rates. Additionally, they also invest in infrastructure. For the economy to grow, you need the right infrastructure in place, like good roads or airports, reliable utilities, and quality education are all essential. Once that's set, post-investment, the returns from infrastructure, which is a growing economy, are put back into the welfare fund to continue taking care of the Norwegian people. If you look at how Norway manages its fund, how much profit have they actually generated? According to data from the third quarter of 2025, Norway's sovereign wealth fund made a profit of a total of 130 billion US dollars. If you just casually divide that amount by Norway's population, which is about 5.6 million people, it comes out to an average per person of about 18,000 US dollars per person. That's almost 600,000 baht each. It's a lot. Now, if you've watched my channel, Money Monster, before, you might have heard me talk about sovereign wealth funds in other countries, like Malaysia or some countries in Africa. Sovereign wealth funds can be a good thing, but they're also a weakness that can lead to corruption nationally, right? So the question is, how did Norway manage to avoid that? As of today, we don't really see those issues there. Maybe it hasn't happened yet because things are still going well. The Norwegian government established an ethics council to oversee all of the fund's investment decisions and guidelines. This council sets strict rules and exclusion criteria for weapons, tobacco, or companies harming the environment. Those violating fundamental human rights or labor rights are also completely off limits for the fund. As for income distribution, there is a certain specific portion that is set aside with the rule that, okay, it has to be invested abroad. Products or assets that are growing in foreign countries. This part is not allowed to be invested in Norway, so that the profits generated aren't dependent on the growth of the Norwegian economy. This is a way to diversify risk. When I researched about Norway and all that, it made me feel like, yeah, this really is a way to preserve wealth sustainably. And it's also a method for managing a personal investment portfolio. On a national level, you can actually compare it to a person, because Norway is kind of like someone who won the lottery, but on the day they won, they didn't splurge or spend it all. They're like someone who really did win the lottery, but still keeps their regular job, still earns money, and still manages their investment portfolio. If you compare it to regular people, it might not seem that cool. Like, say one day I win the lottery, but I don't take the money and go spend it on luxury, brands to look all fancy. It might not seem that impressive. But if one day, let's say we get lucky and get a big sum of money like that and we know how to manage it, even if it doesn't look cool because we don't have a bunch of flashy stuff to show off everywhere, it actually lets us build real lasting wealth. And if you look at it on a national level, it would help the country build substantial, lasting wealth and stay financially secure for many future generations to come.